On this episode, we talk with Kari Martinez about the Women and Girls in AV study that's now open to the public until Friday, March 13th.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
You're listening to the AVNation WAVECast, and let's make history, women in AV. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the AVNation WAVECast, the industry's only woman-focused podcast that discusses all things that matter to women, gender equality, and how we can improve and encourage more women to join us in pursuing careers in tech. And on that note, I'm really thrilled for our guest who's joining us today. We have with us the fabulous Kari Martinez. Hi, Kari. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well.
Great. Kari Martinez, or the Beyonce of AV, as I like to call her. Cool. Kari is a really fantastic, for everybody watching, like Kari is, you have got to watch this girl, watch where she goes, watch what she does, because she is going to be a star, and chances are you won't have to watch because you're going to just see her everywhere. We're really excited, to introduce Kari to the AV industry, and then also what our collaboration is that, we've been doing together. So Kari, go ahead, tell us about you.
Okay, so I graduated Cal State LA in 2019 with my bachelor's in communication, and I graduated with honors. And I started my AV road in about 2018. Yeah, 2018, and I currently work at Water Life Community Church in Fontana, California. And I'm an AV tech there, and I work at Fox Theater in Riverside. So
excellent. Yeah, that's just the start. You're being modest about yourself, but we'll get into that. What do you like about technology? Sort of like, what are the things that excite you about doing it? Why did you choose a career in technology?
Okay, so I really like using my head and like my brain, and I really like challenging myself. So, and I've always been that type of person to really explore ideas and really do the stuff that nobody wants to do. So it's a really fun industry, but studying for it makes you want to quit sometimes. Well, at least me. But I really like that about it, and I just like doing things that is not very normal for, for a lot of people to do. So that really draws me into it. And I just love the things that you can do with technology. As for this case, like with AV, it's a communication medium.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that interests me, when you talk about doing things that not necessarily a lot of people do, did you have mentors? Were there people that sort of have encouraged you and sort of guided you on this path to really taking on some of these challenges other people might not be, so bold as to?
Yeah. So, well, kind of. Okay. I love this. So I had a music teacher who is in the music industry, and she brought me to a studio with her, and that's when I first kind of saw like the tech side of all the glam, and she influenced me somewhat into doing that so I can help people like her, because she helped me so much. And then when I started volunteering at my church, I saw the board and I was like, this is gonna be easy. I've seen it before. And then it wasn't easy, but I really liked the challenge of how different studio is from live sound. So the people who started training me at the church were so nice to me and adopted this little orphan girl. And all of them, they're very much established in the industry also. And the fact that they brought me, and they're all dudes too, so the fact that they brought in this little 19, 20-year-old girl when I first started, it was really cool. So they really influenced me, and they were like, they are my mentors still. They're the ones that really help push me and teach me, which they still teach me now. They are very supportive of what I'm doing now, and they can't believe it. Well, they can, because I'm ambitious, and they know that because I always bug them, and I was like, teach me, and they're like, okay, we will. So yeah, I think those right now are my main mentors, and I have a new one. I have 2 new ones. I'm so excited, like really established ones. So it's my friend Debbie. She's actually my supervisor at Water of Life, and she's so great. And I actually have you. So
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I really love that. It's so interesting because much like, a lot of, especially like women and young women, it's really great that, you were embraced by people that were willing to give you a chance, and saw the talent in you, because, it's easy to, to help people that are so willing to help themselves and want to learn and want to grow. And you as a person at such a young age, to be so excited, to be so ambitious, and genuinely to be talented, at such an advanced level, it's really great. So that's when I say, for our viewers, follow her. We'll get to her details later, but definitely follow her. So that sort of brings us like to turn around, about, sort of how we were able to connect and collaborate. So one of the really great things I'd really love for you to share about us is that, during the holidays last year, I got this message, a DM in our Twitter from this young, talented, ambitious girl named Kari Martinez. And she asked, women in AV if we could share her survey about women and girls' lifestyle choices. So tell us about that survey, because that was something that, you like, it really, truly brilliant, how you conceptualized that, how you, really put the work behind it. And I don't think a lot of people may understand legitimately how much work goes into what it was that you did. So tell us about, your women's and girls' lifestyle choice study.
Okay. Oh, I love this. Okay, so I was in a period of waiting when I started messaging you. So I just had to stop. I want to do something. I don't want to waste time while waiting for what's next. So I was like, I want to use my major or my degree. So I was like, I want to start, something that I wouldn't be comfortable with. So I started a survey to see who were the girls out there, and if there were any other girls out there who were just like me, like the fluffy and the pink, but still willing to work and put in that elbow grease. So I created the survey just to see if there were other girls who struggled with, work-life balance, because it's a lot of work in order to try to establish yourself. At least that's what I think. So I created this survey and I posted it all over social media, and I really did not expect anyone to respond, because they were like, who is this girl? And I posted it, and here we are. But yeah, the whole premise of this was just to see if there were other girls like me out there who just struggle with work-life balance, and just to see if there were other girls out there who liked face masks. So and if there and if there were, I would want to meet these people, not just because of the face mask, but like, audio, and just to connect and try to be resources to others. But again, like, it doesn't hurt to just relax and just chill.
So did you find any other girls out there?
Yes. I haven't met them yet, though, unfortunately, just because of schedules. But there were other girls based off the responses from the survey. There were so many girls who were like me, and instead of just seeing them as numbers, by reading the responses that they sent me, it really turned them into people, and I connected with those people, and it was really great. And that's what I hope to get out of this next survey.
That's excellent. So that's really interesting to me, because, that's sort of how we got here, and, really, what we're here to discuss about and what we want our viewers to join us in. You're reaching out to share about that survey led us to create the Women in AV and Girls in AV survey. And up until this point, our industry hasn't undertaken really, a demographic to find out, who exactly are the women in AV. And there's so many reasons why that's important to us to know. I tried it once in 2013. I didn't get nearly the kind of excitement and response that you have because of your energy and everything that you bring to the table. I'm really excited about it. But it's really interesting because without this type of information, we really can't create effective professional development. So there's the idea of, I really love from your perspective of, using surveys to find out common interests, to find out what makes us unique and connecting with people. And then there's also sort of that really like legitimate professional side of it, is that we don't need numbers to know women are underrepresented, but we really don't know who we are. And until we know sort of like what that picture and vision of a woman in AV looks like, we really can't find effective, programs of inclusion, focus on the specific barriers that women have. So tell us now about what the Women and Girls in AV study is about.
I'm so excited. So yes, so the survey is about trying to find out who the women and girls in AV are, and just some basic things about them that are not so basic though, very important. And it's about also like the whole thing. I think the whole picture is trying to find out again like who the women and girls are, but finding that that accurate number of the accurate number of women and girls to really represent that really represent the industry and like who they are. And again, like what you said, like putting a face to the women and girls in the industry. And I don't think there's a lot of that. Like we see a lot of women and girls in AV, like just Facebook groups. They have to have Facebook groups in order to be connected with each other. But hopefully this survey can help really give that platform to the women and girls rather than just, the Facebook group. It's like it will go out there and, really show other companies and people like who they are.
Exactly.
And by the way, I'm really excited to collaborate with this because like the amount, like you mentioned before, the amount of work that went into it, like I didn't have anyone, I didn't know anything. So I created everything by myself, literally everything. But I can't take all the credit because everyone helped me spread the word. So, and especially you and just everyone. So I really appreciate that. And the fact that I don't have to do everything this time is really helpful.
Right. Yes, and it's so interesting because that's one of the things when you talk about like putting a sort of a face to a name and really what the whole mission of the Women in AV is about is living and breathing, creating opportunities for women, young women like yourself, to do something really meaningful on a professional level. So being able to do a first press release, but like just learning sort of those types of things and having that experience at your age, I hope will really get you off to a lead start. And that actually brings up something for me. Tell us about some of the professional things that you've been able to do since actually we've published this survey and you've gotten your name out there with your first survey and things like that. So what are some of the really, this is very valuable, I think, to other young women to really hear about how important it is to get involved in, groups like Women in AV and just to put themselves out there, because when you do, great things happen. So what are some of the great things that have like really come your way?
Oh, okay. Where do I even start? So I got a job. I mean, doing the survey necessarily didn't really help me. It just helped establish that more professionalism. But what else? I spoke at an AVIXA Women's Event Council meeting about my first survey, and they let me speak about this upcoming one that we have. And that was really cool because the fact that it was in front of a whole bunch of very important women, and I was just there like, hi. It was really a great opportunity for me to do that, and gave me that. And it's funny because that was actually my first speech and presentation since graduating, so that was a way to kick off my career. But yeah, I spoke at an AVIXA meeting, and I had lunch. I had lunch with a professional because they want to know more about me and my projects, which is really cool. And they're trying to help me and spread this survey, so which is really cool. And what else? I'm having more opportunities to meet up with people and, hopefully establish more connections, and in order to build up my professional resume and reputation. So yeah, a lot of if you were to tell me what is happening now, like just 4 months ago, I would have been like, me, no. And now I know what people like mean when they're like, if you would have told me this, what would have happened this how many years ago, I would have said, no, you're lying. I really know what they're saying now, because let me tell you,
You're a busy woman.
yeah. I now have to use Google Calendars to keep up with my life.
You've made it.
I upgraded from sticky notes. Okay, no, I still use sticky notes, but I have to rely on Google Calendars now, because I'm like, oh, I have lunch with who this week? Oh, okay.
That's beautiful. That's such a beautiful thing. And one of the things that's really been a wonderful opportunity and experience just for myself being able to work with you is having an opportunity to be able to have the discussions that you and I have had, things like going out to meetings with professionals, sort of being able to like prepare and, and talk about sort of what are some of the things that you can expect, being able to, answer questions for you, and like review your presentation, things like that it's been really meaningful for me. And I think, one of the things that I want to encourage other veteran women in the industry is to find ways to make the same kinds of connections that you and I have had and have been able to create, because it's like that's just like building the future women of AV and the professionals, and but also being able to sort of not just like throw you out there.
Yeah. Can I say one other thing? Because, okay, so my mom wasn't really on board with me doing audio at first. And she was like, no, how are you going to do that? That's not a real career. She thinks being a doctor or a lawyer is like the epitome of being American. But I was like, no, Mom, I want to do audio and I really like it. And she wasn't on board with that at first, but ever since I started the study, my first one, and she noticed the type of traction it got. And then when she found out I was working with women in AV and speaking at events, my mom was like, okay.
The believer?
I'm on your side now. My mom is completely she's my number one fan. She's my momager. She's everything that you want a mom to be. And she was before, but even more so now. Like, she even went with me to that presentation I did for AVIXA's Women's Council. She was there, just, you're doing great, sweetie. And so great now.
That to me is one of the most beautiful things of everything, is that you have your mom who is, really interested and engaged, and somebody that's, watching out for you. Because, those are some of the really important key things that, when I say like sort of throwing young women out there, I really take that to heart, because, being in a professional environment is a little bit different than sort of, any other experience that you've had. And so having someone like your mom, like, go to the events with you, I just absolutely love that, because, it makes such a difference when you have somebody older, somebody wiser, somebody that cares. And, so that your mom's the best.
Yeah. My mom wants to go to InfoComm too, but probably not for the same reasons that I want to go.
Vegas.
She loves
Yeah,
Vegas.
that's fantastic. So great. So, let's just talk, like, for our viewers, like, let's hit some of the other key things that we want to accomplish out of the Women and Girls in AV study, because, we ask about the demographics and we ask about the seniority, but, we really took time and spent time coming up with the questions that we asked. And I think that that's really important about, like, whether or not, surveys can be successful. You really got to sort of find the right question to ask. And one of the things that I thought, as an example, was we asked people about how they got into the industry. And just generally speaking, within, any gender within our industry, we usually have some really, like, interesting, stories and, like, really fascinating ways, because there is, at this point in time, still no sort of collegiate curriculum. There's no AV degree. So, I really value that, we ask the question, how did you get into the industry? Was it a friend? Do you have a family owned business? Did you fall into it? Did you have training? Because, again, when we talk about sort of what we want to accomplish out of that, being able to understand specifically how women came into the industry will help us be able to know which paths as an industry we need to take and focus on encouraging more women. So there's some, like, where you had the questions about, like, technology. So, was it an art? Was it creative? Tell us, like, about that question that we asked that you really liked.
Whether you like it for the technology or the creative art.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I really like that one, because for me, I see audio as or AV as a way to communicate. And the way you communicate, you need a medium and you need your content. So it's the technical side and the art side. And being in communication, that was also a very big thing. It's communication a science, or is it an art? And I was like, well, it's both. You need to have your personality, you need to have your content, you need to have a source to communicate. And the fact that it's both, and you can make it any way you want as long as it's effective. And with AV and with me, with live sound, it really is a tech and an art. You have to learn the technology, and you need to learn how to make it sound good. Because you could learn how to flip a fader on, but if you don't know how to balance them, it's going to sound like poop. So
yeah. Well, and it is so interesting, because that what I love about our industry is that there are so many different reasons that people actually do like it. Because when you talk about sort of the art, it's kind of interesting to say, like, well, what is art to some people? Because they might not necessarily feel that same sort of, like, passion about, like, balancing sound and having, like, having rooms, like, but they have a passion about really wiring racks, so it's like, so when we ask the question, is it the technology or is it the art, or maybe it's both? But yes, like, especially, a lot of people really love, like, just being able to put, like, hardware together, put wires together, see, like, lights. And so there's this, I'm really interested to see what our results are when it comes to actually women, like, do they like the technology or do they like the art? Because, sort of, in my experience, one of the things that's really attractive to women about the AV industry is, in fact, like, the communication, the ability to be able to use technology to communicate, to have the experience, to help customers, be able to do things that they weren't necessarily able to do without X product. But then there are also, and I'm really excited, women like yourself who, really enjoy, understanding exactly, like, how to work a mixer, and, like, being able to use those technical buttons. So, really hope that, like, some of the questions that we've asked in the survey, will help us to sort of really identify and sort of uncover sort of some of these things we all share in common, and then some of the things that make us are unique. So that's really great. I'm excited. So tell us, what are some key dates that are coming up that people should know about the study? So we're looking for 500 women. I know they're out there. We know they're out there, at least 500.
Yes.
But tell us about some key dates and things that are coming up.
So we may have a surprise. We may or may not. But March 13th, Friday the 13th, that is...
Yeah, lucky day.
Yes. That is when the deadline is to participate. And you want to get your participating pants on by then. So, yes, Friday the 13th is the last day. And in April is that's when the results will be out. And those right now are the two most important things what I could come up with. Do you have anything else that I'm missing?
Yes. Well, so, exactly. So the deadline's Friday the 13th. Make it lucky, ladies. Take the survey beforehand. You can go to www.thekarimartinez.com to find it. It's right there. Like you'll have something that says click to participate. You can go to www.womeninav.com. There's also a link on there that you can participate, but please definitely join us before Friday the 13th. Like you mentioned, we're going to have the surveys that will be out about late April 2020. So that's one of my most exciting things is to sort of see like what the results are. But then from there, come like in May and June and like in InfoComm, one of the most important things about doing this survey is that it will create a whole opportunity of new conversations to have. And so that's one of the things that I'm really excited, looking forward over the couple of months and being able to, at InfoComm and things like that, sort of like talk to other people about our survey and, and get the feedback about people and then really take sort of that next step in like saying, okay, well, now we know this. So what are we going to do about it? What are our next action items to be able to identify the things that we've uncovered? So that's going to be ongoing. That's going to be, definitely like stay tuned and things like that. So, but yes, Friday the 13th, March 13th, next Friday, please participate. www.thekarimartinez.com or the www.womeninav.com. You can find the survey there. Late April 2020, we'll have the results, and then definitely we'll create new conversations from there. What is your message? Just to wrap up, what is your message to young women who want to be like yourself, and what is also something that you feel the industry can do to encourage more young women and youth in general to get involved and pursue careers in technology?
Well, I would say if you really want it and you really are interested in it, because I had no connections whatsoever. I mean, I did somewhat, but it wasn't like anything to where it is now. But I mean, I had connections as to helping me learn things. But if you really want to get out there, I would suggest just putting yourself out there and doing what you can to get the help that you want and need. And again, use social media to your advantage. And use the internet as your advantage because you can learn a lot there. And just try connecting with people. Facebook groups, again, social media. Just connect with as many people as you can and just help other girls that are struggling too or want to learn. So just pass on your information. Just help. And and to veterans too, like give an opportunity to little grasshoppers like me. So and I think just being able to give someone a platform or share a platform or just offer knowledge to young girls, I think it'd be really helpful. I mean, I'm a success. I mean, not success, but like success case, as in like having a veteran help someone young. And I have so much to learn still. So by no means, I'm not like Einstein, but I do want to work my way up to learning as much as I can. I think I'm very ambitious. Also be ambitious. Be ambitious, and like don't take no for an answer. And if you do take no, use that to fail forward. So don't let that discourage you from going on. And I would say something from what I've learned, or like from what I've been told from my other mentors, like, you know, like protect yourself. Protect yourself and just don't be discouraged, because I've had a couple no's already and it really hurt. But just let that be a driving force for you to be better than what they think you can do.
Awesome. That's really, really great advice. And yeah, I really love that, especially about the fact of you're saying to young girls, don't be discouraged. You know, you're going to get no's sometimes. Everybody in life, I mean, you know, you could be 22, you could be 52, and you're going to get a no, you know, so don't let that, like, use that as an opportunity to figure out what it is you can do different in the future, so that you turn that no, you know, into a yes. And you know, and ask questions. Definitely. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Raise your hand, you know, and yeah, ask the question that you don't want to, because at least 8 other people in the room are thinking it and they just don't want to either. So definitely ask those questions. And then the one other thing that I would say to young girls is, and just women in general, because we tend to accept a lot of things and, you know, that come our way, but it's okay to be low maintenance, but you're always first class, right? It's cool to be low maintenance, but you're always first class. And especially for like young women, you know, should feel that, don't think that just because you're young that, you know, you're somehow not able to offer something that no matter how old or seasoned somebody is, you offer something that other people don't. So believe in yourself, definitely. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. This is just genuinely just the start of, you know, anything that you put your mind to, and everything that you want to do will be a huge success because of your attitude and because of, you know, the values that you have. And you have your mom, and you have us, and you have, you know, all sorts of other people. I think that's really something beautiful that I've taken away from all of this is, you know, the community of people around you that support you, that encourage you, that give you those opportunities. I'm really excited. I got my shades for your bright future, indeed.
Yeah.
Perfect. So thank you so much. Thank you, Kari Martinez.
Yes,
for joining us on this episode of the WAVECast. Again, you know, we're undertaking the AV industry's first demographic study so that we can accurately capture a baseline of who exactly are the women in AV, which will allow us to create effective and specific professional development programs and inclusion, you know, initiatives that will be towards the barriers, you know, that females actually face. So we're really excited about doing this. You can find the survey, key deadline, participate before Friday, March 13th. We're looking for 500 women. You can find the survey www.thekarimartinez.com or www.womeninav.com. And Kari, please, like, share with everybody, you know, how they can find you online on your social media and get in touch.
Yes. I have Instagram and Twitter that I'm very active on, and that is at the Kari Martinez. Both of them are Twitter and Instagram. I have LinkedIn also. You can find me on there. Just Kari Martinez, and my website. You can connect with me through there. And I have Facebook. Again, you can connect with me on there. But yeah, Twitter and Instagram are the 2 big ones.
And they can email you. Anybody that wants to get in touch with you can email you at thekarimartinez at gmail.com.
Yes. The Kari Martinez.
Oh, and the last thing. we didn't mention, we need to mention, and we'll put this out there for everybody. Kari has started a GoFundMe because we really want to support her and encourage her to continue to do this kind of work. So, we'd really value, anybody helping to share and or contribute anything that they might be able to Kari's GoFundMe. So we'll definitely be putting out that information we'd love and appreciate anybody that can support her to continue the great work that you're doing.
Yeah, that would be really helpful.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's
Kari, thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you.
Well, no. What is that? Is that www.gofundme.com /
Kari Researches.
So GoFundMe set up to help Kari Martinez continue to do the amazing work that she's doing and grow like the star that she is.
Yes.
So perfect. Thank you so much for joining us, Kari. We'll definitely look forward to the results.
Yes, I'm excited.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, everybody, for joining us on this episode of the AVNation WAVECast with Kari Martinez talking about the women and girls in AV study. We hope you join us. And, check out this podcast and all the other great AVNation podcasts that cover everything in the industry, from marketing to, residential to control systems, and a lot of different specials. And, all the trade shows. You can look at all the videos that if you didn't get a chance to go and or, things that you missed. So you can check everything out at www.avnation.tv. So we'll look forward to seeing you again. Thanks, and talk to you soon.